Good evening. Tonight we're going to take a peek at 1116 Old State Road in Park Hills, Kentucky. Now this is a unique house, very unique. Park Hills, as you may know, does have a lot of older homes and a lot of character in this neighborhood. So not a lot of characters, but a lot of character in the homes. Down at the end of the street, you can see down there a lot of dirt, and that is going to be a new subdivision of homes that are going to start at about $500,000 and go on up towards the million mark. And right at the end there is a beautiful view of downtown Cincinnati. But back to this house. This house is a 1939 ranch style home, and the reason I tell you the year is 1939 was about the end of really sturdy, well-built homes. It was right before the war, and pre-World War II homes are known to be really well built. The Depression was ending, and if you could afford to build a house back in 1939, you built a good, sturdy house. This is a little front porch, nice area to come out, sit down, have a cup of iced tea, talk to your neighbors. It's very unusual for a 1939 house to have an attached garage too. So that's pretty unique for this house. The other thing about this house is, even with the age, it is a solid house. I've not seen any cracks in the foundation or anything like that. Now when you enter into a dedicated foyer. We have a glass storm door there. And I'm going to close this door. So you have a dedicated foyer, so you're not walking right into living space, which is really nice. And that dedicated foyer has a good size closet in it. You'll see that the solid wood doors throughout the house. Really a lot of quality here. Here's the foyer as we look at it from the living room. The living room is right here in the front. Nice windows in there. You walk in, you see the fireplace. There are two fireplaces in this home. This one has actually been redone to be sort of a non-working fireplace. You could put ventless gas logs in here. There's gas right below here in the basement. You could also put candles in there. I've seen the candle holders and candles in the fireplace, and it always looks really nice. But as we walk around the living room, you'll see some nice sized windows, good light from the outside coming in. There we are at the foyer again. One of the things I'd like to point out in this house, and this goes along with the age of the house, 80-year-old house. First of all, there's no cracks anywhere in the plaster. It's just really been a good solid house, obviously. But there are a lot of little things like these arched entryways going into the hallway, going into the dining room. You have some architectural features like the curved plaster at the top, where you have moldings, and then the plaster actually curves from the ceiling over to the wall, which is pretty unique and really nice. I'm going to take you to the bedrooms first. Bedrooms are both the same size. They're about a 12 by 12 size. We have this one here. This is a queen size bed. Fits in nicely. Plenty of room for some dressers or whatever. And we even have it at an angle, so it's definitely got space in there. 2 windows in there, so you got a nice light in there. Fair size closet for a house of this age. When we go down the hallway, notice the beautiful hardwood floors in this house. These are original floors. They've been well cared for. They've been redone at some point. Just gorgeous. We have a bathroom here, full bath. It's got the sink, the commode. Shower is been redone not too long ago. It's got a rainforest head, also a handheld head. So really, really nice. And that's got glass doors. Some storage in here for towels or whatever, and then more storage below. Going into the second bedroom, another bedroom about the same size as the other one. This one has 2 closets, and still 2 windows in this one as well. This is a regular sized closet, a little bit deep, but good size. And then over here we have a really nice deep closet. So this goes back quite a ways and actually turns the corner. I don't have light to show you, but it's a nice deep closet. Now we'll go into the rest of the house. The dining room off the living room. We're back at the living room again. Here's the dining room. You could turn it into a formal dining room or more of a breakfast room type of look. It's very flexible to go either way. It's right here at the kitchen. You've got some really nice counter space in this kitchen. You've got your solid surface countertops, stainless steel appliances, cherry cabinets. Just a really nice kitchen with a lot of space to spread out your cookies at Christmas time or whatever you're going to do. Over here you have the sink area, nice view of the backyard, dishwasher, and more cabinets. And speaking of the backyard, we'll take a look out the window here. Nice fenced yard, backs up to a woods, so in the summertime you've got leafed out trees and a lot of privacy. The owner did not have a dog, but it's all set up. If you have one and you need space for it, it's all set. Or little kids or whatever. It's a good, safe backyard for all of that. Now we're going to go into my favorite room in this house. This is whatever you want it to be, I guess. I would consider it a sunroom, a lot of windows, a lot of light in here. I've been to several parties in this room. It holds a lot of people, and I will show you in a little bit why it can hold a lot of people, because this floor is very strong. This was an add-on probably, I'm guessing, in the 1950s, but it certainly gives some great space to this house. Got some dressers stored in here. I think this was used a couple of times as a guest bedroom, but it could be, you could put a breakfast set in here and have a breakfast room out here. At one time there were some plants out here. Perfect place to grow plants. Obviously lots of light, so if you like to do that. And then, on top of that, is this great, huge deck. And this thing can fit a lot of people on here too. And I know it was recently reinforced, so it's probably ready to hold a big party. But you know, I don't know what the dimensions are of this right off the top of my head, but it certainly can hold you know, an outdoor patio set, some extra chairs, maybe some lounge chairs or whatever, and it's really usable space. And there again, you've got a lot of woods back here, and from what we've discovered, there's really no access to those woods, so there's not really a way that they can be built on that we know of. We're going to go back in the house now, and back into my favorite room here. And then we're going to take a look at the backyard. There's a nice concrete patio, good, decent sized patio that gives a lot of space. Then we got some green space here, and we come down, and there's actually another patio down here underneath the deck. So this gives you extra outdoor space, which is really nice. This retaining wall, that was repaired a couple of years ago, so it's good and sturdy. Gate out to the back in case you want to go for a walk in the woods. And then the back view of the house. There's one thing about this house is pretty cool, and that is this little room. It's kind of like a little secret room. This room is actually underneath that sunroom that we just came from, and it's used primarily for gardening. It has a sink in it, which is really nice. A lot of space for storage. A little bit of a step up, and then there's more storage space up here. And this actually has a second heating and air conditioning system for the sunroom itself. So if you didn't want to heat and cool that room, you could just keep it off and keep your utility bills low. But if you were using it, you have a whole second system right there. Now, I told you that room had a really sturdy floor. It's actually made out of concrete blocks with steel running through the blocks. So that's really not going to go anywhere. Very solid floor. And that's just a testament of how they built these homes back then. Okay. This house has very few steps in it. This is one area that does have a step. But other than that, it's pretty much a no-step house. Now we're going to go down to the basement. Of course, there's steps going to the basement. This is space that is somewhat finished, and we'll see that in a minute, but could probably easily be finished into more of a finished basement. There's a full bathroom here with a bathtub, sink over here, and so that's very nice. And actually, the current owner of this house was contemplating putting a bedroom down here. These windows could be turned into egress windows pretty easily, and she has this whole end of the basement that really, just if there was just a wall put up, could be a huge bedroom with a huge closet. I know it's a little hard to tell with items still in here, but there's a lot of space right here. And here is the second fireplace, which is a wood-burning fireplace. It has rock and stucco on it, so that the colors of the stucco can be changed pretty easily. And I wanted to show you the beams in this house. You don't see this anymore. These are solid beams, very heavy duty. Looks like 12-inch, a real 12-inch by 2-inch, and by a real 2-inch. You know, after the war, all the GIs were coming home, and the baby boom generation was being born, and they needed houses really fast. So builders quickly realized that they couldn't build like this anymore. And they started cutting corners on the sides of the beams and a lot of different things. So not to say that houses built in the 50s and 60s are bad houses. Many of them are very, very nice, but you don't find them built to this standard. Over here we have a modern heating and air conditioning system, fuel-efficient gas furnace, an Aprilaire humidifier, got a updated water heater, so everything's in great condition. Really, really good things here. Newer electrical box, so that's been modernized. So really everything that matters has been modernized in this house. Over here we have a closet for shallow items, and then this is really neat. This is a cedar closet. So great place to keep valuable clothes so that the moths don't get to them. Those are always neat. Washer and dryer do stay. Really nice, set there. And then one other thing that we haven't seen yet in this house. Garage. Full one-car garage. It fits most cars pretty nicely. So that's like we said before, it's very unusual for a house of this era to actually have an attached garage. And then here is something else very unique. When they built these houses back at this time frame, in this era, they always thought, well, they tried to think ahead. what if this family grows? Could they expand the house? Well, here we have an attic which has walk-up stairs. And the attic space is very, very open. Up here we have a big space. And actually, what they would think back then is it would be very economical for somebody to actually take this part of the roof and bump it out into a dormer. And you could put another 2 bedrooms, maybe even 3 bedrooms in this area, very economically. Also have the plumbing for the bathroom over here, so another bathroom could be added. And a lot of space over here in this part of the attic, which is basically just a dormer. But you'll see this is the back of the brick wall on the outside. It's solid block, which makes for a really, really sturdy house. No brick on frame here. This is the real deal. It's solid. So it's very flexible. This stairway that we have here actually could, if this wall was amended, you could turn left at the bottom and go right into the living room. So that's what you would probably want to do if you ever expanded the attic. Okay. Well, I hope you like the tour of 1116 Old State Road in Park Hills. And if you're interested in this house, I would really encourage you to come take a look at it, because it is a really nice house. And if you like Park Hills and the gentle if you really like Park Hills and the uniqueness of it, this is something you really want to take a look at. So call us at 859-653-5616. My name's Don Volland. Be glad to show it to you. Or if you're already working with a realtor, ask them to show it to you. Either way, we'd love for you to see it. Thank you. Have a great night.